Good afternoon once again. This is another video to support the first one on installing MATLAB on 32 bits and 64-bit operating system. So you are to choose the version you want to install. As I said earlier, if you have a 64-bit operating system, I'm assuming you are using Microsoft Windows 10 or Microsoft Windows 8. If you are using 7, you're likely to be on 32. Now, if you are using Microsoft Windows 8 or 10, 64-bit version, and you have enough RAM, like 4 gig or 8 gig, so you can use 64-bit version of the MATLAB. But if you are using, if your operating system is Windows 7 or Windows 8, 32-bit, with 2 gig RAM, then it will be advisable for you to install 32-bit version. Okay. The same thing if you have 64-bit version of Windows 10 or 8, and your RAM is small, like 4 gig. It will also be advisable you use 32-bit version. Okay. Now, well, depending on the version you are choosing, just follow these steps and make sure you allow it to finish. It takes longer period. The one I've installed so far, I've seen the one taking up to 2 hours to finish, some 3 hours, depending on the speed of your system and the RAM also. So now I want to just take you through a kind of exploration of the MATLAB environment. So I've been able to start the MATLAB release 2014 on this laptop. So I'm going to share it now. And we're going to take some time to explore the basics. So that today we'll just explore the basics before we go into the real deal. So I'm going to share the screen now. Yeah, this is the screen. Because I believe that MATLAB has to be learned by practice. We can do some talking, but the practice is more important. And when you start MATLAB, I will expect you to see this screen. If you're seeing this screen, then you have installed MATLAB properly. So you're going to see new to MATLAB, watch this video, okay? And then see examples or read getting started. Now these are the ways of allowing you to be conversant with MATLAB to start well with MATLAB. So it's very important that you take advantage of this. Please take advantage of this. I want to check something here. Please take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, so if you are seeing this, I want to be sure that you are seeing this screen. I think we are seeing it. Yeah, you are seeing the screen. Now, let me click on watch this video so that you can have a quick start. Okay. Ask me to download free Adobe Flash by downloading. Okay, let's see. Because of the version, so try to download the Adobe Flash there. Very, very important. Yes, continue to Africa. If you are seeing, let me see the, yes. Okay, continue to Africa. And then these are, we have a Flash player end of life. So these are the that's ended, and so we need to let's see what's happening. I don't know what's happening here. It's trying to but that means that video is not okay. If I find a Flash player available for download on third party, should I use it? No. So we have a problem here. Which browser and operating system currently support Adobe Flash Player? Okay, visit Apple Safari support for more information. Okay, so there's a problem. So it's not really playing now, except probably I think if you have, let me see if I, let me see if I can start. Let me see if I start with another browser, probably Chrome, that or Microsoft Edge. So I'm thinking maybe this one may have. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can do that. But notwithstanding, let me come back. So let me do a new share. Let me come back to this. Okay, if you cannot do that, so you can see examples here too. I think it seems to be loading. Okay, I want to see if I can start. Um, yes, I want to see if I can start. Let me see if I can see the. Let's see if I can see this control here. Let me see if I can invite somebody through email. Let me through email. Let me see if I can send an invite to, so I can see whether this is properly monitored. Sorry for that delay because of this. So what I can do, let me just stop recording this. Okay. So I want to do, okay. I want to do a new share now. Okay, this is it here. Now this is where I want to continue. So you can look at all these documents, get started. Also, in this video, we'll be looking at the basic things you need to do, like starting MATLAB. So let me quickly open the, yes, let me share this. Okay, now I'm sharing this. Want to see starting and quitting MATLAB. So the first thing is for you to see now overview of the MATLAB environment. MATLAB is a high-level technical computing language and interactive environment for algorithm development, data visualization, data analysis, and numeric computation. So you can use MATLAB to solve technical problems faster than with traditional programming language such as C, C++, and Fortran. You can also use MATLAB in a wide range of applications, including signal and image processing, communications, control design, test and measurement, financial modeling and analysis, and also computational biology. Now, all these are very, very are the very current areas that you can apply. You know that as research and development continue, people find new ways of applying MATLAB. So add-on toolboxes, collection of special purpose MATLAB functions. They're available separately, and they are also kind of added to extend MATLAB environment to solve particular class of problem in these application areas. So MATLAB provides a number of features for documenting and sharing your work. You can integrate your MATLAB code with other languages and applications and distribute your MATLAB algorithms and applications. The feature of MATLAB includes high-level language for technical computing, development environment for managing code, files, and data, interactive tools for iterative exploration, design, and problem solving. Interactive tools for iterative exploration, design, and problem solving. We also have features that include mathematical functions for linear algebra, statistics, Fourier analysis, filtering, optimization, and numerical integration. 2D and 3D graphic functions for visualizing data, also those are available. Tools for building custom graphic user interfaces are also available. Then there are functions for integrating MATLAB-based algorithm with external applications and languages, such as C, C++, Fortran, Java, COM, that is common object models. Then we have Microsoft Excel too. So we have all these available. The MATLAB system consists of these main parts: the desktop tools and development environment, mathematical function library, the language itself. So MATLAB language is a high-level matrix/array language with control flow statements, functions, data structures, input and output, and object-oriented programming features. So it allows for both programming the small to rapidly create quick programs that you do not intend to reuse. So we can also do what we call programming in the large. That is to develop complex application programs that can be reused over and over again. So this, it also has graphics environment where you can do plotting, graphs, in 2D and 3D, desktop visualization. It has image processing, animation, and presentation graphics. Also, we have external interfaces, and then we also have Simulink that are being added now. So it also has documentation to help us understand and learn MATLAB better. So on this documentation, you have this, so you can go through the getting started with MATLAB. The file is available on Moodle. And so quickly, I will just go to starting MATLAB session. So what you need to start a MATLAB application is from your application, just click on the MATLAB icon there, and then it should take you to MATLAB. So when you start MATLAB, the desktop will appear, and this is actually the desktop. Let me show you desktop. So this is desktop here. Okay, so you can quickly look at this. You have the menu, you have the MATLAB, prompt here. You have this and for that. So let me just show you the one we have here. Let me do a new share here. Okay. Now, these are the new. This is release 2014. That's why you have where you can do new. You can open an old file. You can do a lot of things here. Now, the first thing you need to learn how to do is you want to start. You can use MATLAB as just like a normal calculator. So that's what I want to show you briefly, just like a normal calculator. For instance, you can say A is equal to 2. Okay, it will tell you A is equal to 2, and B is equal to 5. Then you say so it will tell you that is assigning the value of 5 to B variable. So A is a variable, 2 is the value of the variable to be stored. And then when you now say C is equal to A times B, okay, it's going to give you 10. That means 2 times 5. So this is just simple arithmetic, simple multiplication. You can also say D is equal to A raised to power, that is correct, 3 times, asterisk is our times, B raised to power, that's correct, 2. That's, it will give you the answer. Now, you see this happening. We also have what we call the workspace here. If you are seeing this is a workspace. So if you click here, you will see what has happened. Yes, this is the value that I've installed. See, in the variable C. Now this is value I've installed in variable D. So you can see all these things. So now you can clear. So by doing that, you have cleared all the variables. Now, if you just want to clear what is here, you can do clear screen, clear console, CLC. That is clear console. So you can see that. So I can just remove this. Now, I will want you to follow this systematically so that you'll be able to, okay, you can quit MATLAB by just typing quit, or by closing you can come here. I'm sorry, you can just type quit. I don't want to quit now because you can just type quit because it takes some time before it. So just type quit and then now I want to show you some of the now let's come to I will talk about this later. I'm still doing introduction. This will be a lecture on its own. I will do a lecture plus lab and all this. I want to quickly show us something very interesting. Let me show you. Let's go there to look at. I want to load a MATLAB program for you to just look at very quickly. Okay, now this is a very simple program I want to illustrate before we go into the detail. Now, this is a program to calculate the average of some numbers. So this is supposed to be, let me show us the problem at hand. Problem at hand should be this. Yes, I want to share this so that you can see the problem at hand. So this is where we compare the advantage of MATLAB over other conventional programs. So this is why MATLAB is preferred among engineers and scientists. Now, if you want to use computer science, it's the study of algorithm for processing information with computers, and the goal of each of the languages developed by computer science is to provide a means for describing those algorithms. Well, we already know an algorithm is a precise step-by-step procedure for solving a problem. Now, we want to see the difference among computer programming languages because of the way they solve particular problems. And the way they solve particular problems affect the efficiency of that programming language. So I'm going to give a very good example here. Now we're going to put forward a problem. Now let's say you are taking a class in which 3 tests are given, and the final course average is determined by taking a weighted average of your grades on those tests. Now, the weighting is such that the first test counts 40 units, the second counts 15 units, and the third counts 35 units. Want to calculate the average grade, you will need to use the formula like this. Average grade is the weight and the grade, weight plus weight 2, weight 1 times the grade 1, plus weight 2 times the grade 2, plus weight 3 times grade 3. And then you now divide them by the sum of the weights, weight 1, weight 2, weight 3. Now, this is a problem at hand. Now, if you are going to use a programming language like Java or C++, you will need to write a very long code. But in MATLAB, 1, 2, 3, 4, just three line of codes we do. So this is because we are using array. So you say grade input, then grade is equal to input. This is the input statement. Then to open bracket close, then please input grade. This is to display this. Anything you see in the code is for display, then you leave a space in between the last code here, and then this will be displayed for you to put the grades. Then weight is equal to input, then please input weights. When you are running it, to display this input weight. And weighted average is now sum of the grades dot. This is very important. Dot multiplication. That is dot multiplication. Now, this is very, very important. Is that dot means that each of the number in the array will be multiplied. So that's what it means. We're going to talk about this later. And then, so the program itself will run this, and then the program will do this, and then if the user were to omit, then the program will print a message stating that the user had made an error. So you must not skip a line. The program then type this. So if you don't type any of this, it will say there's an error. So the brackets are very important. If you don't put the bracket also, because it shows is an array. Okay. If you don't put the brackets, it will tell you there's an error and it will not run. So to give you an answer. Now let's look at a C++ program. Include hash include, then standard afx.h, that's the header, using namespace standard. These are used for our standard input output. Then we have void main void. This is declaring the main program. Constant integer n is equal to 3. Float weight, float sum weight, all the same, float grade, float sum, float average, all the same. You have to declare all the variables you're going to use. You can see these are the things that MATLAB does not bother about. See out. This is the sending to the screen. Then this is a loop sending for I is equal to 0. For I is equal to 0, then I less than n. That is the maximum number. That is maximum number of n, 3. Then I plus plus. That is incremental sign for the loop. Then CE. This is taking it from the keyboard. CE. Then it's sending it to the grade array of the I. And it will be then C out. It's another one here. You can see it has open. You can see this coil here. Coil here very important in C++. And then you have C out. Then you have these two. Then you have this repeated. And then sum. You got the 0. Sum weight. Yeah, we have to now sum them before we can now have the average. You got the sum over sum weight, and then this. Now, Here is the output of the program for the C++. Now we can see that when we put this, we have this without the brackets because it's not accepting, it's not allowing you to take any. So you can see, you user just supply this, and the program then do this. Now, without understanding anything about programming, it's possible to see one important difference. The MATLAB program is much simpler than the C++ program. Because of that simplicity, it is possible to write the MATLAB program more quickly and to do it with fewer errors. This simplicity is the major reason for using MATLAB, simplicity. The simplicity factor is even greater, though than might be appreciated at first. Later, you will start appreciating the simplicity of MATLAB. Now, we must know that in MATLAB program, we do not include anything about entering exactly 3 grades and 3 weights. Now, let's see what happens when we run the same MATLAB program and enter, say, 5 grades. MATLAB will go ahead and compute the answer. But if you do that with C++, you will need to change the code to accommodate 5. Now, here you don't need to change the code. That's the beauty of MATLAB. It works perfectly. In fact, there's no restriction whatever on the number of grades and weights, except there must be the same number of each. The array size must be the same. The little program is very versatile. That's another thing. Now, if you try that with C++, you will get something, but you will not get the accurate thing because it will truncate the something after the 3 grades and 3 weights. So the program may seem to work, but the answer is wrong because it will not be able to do the proper thing. So we have what we call syntax error and semantic error. So it's going to give you about semantic error now because it's not going to be able to do the 5 computations. I mean, you're not able to compute the 5 grades and the 5 weights. It will stop at the 3rd grade, which MATLAB will do conveniently because it's not limited. There is no reference to the number of loop. So it's going to take whatever you put in the array, and so it's important that we take advantage of MATLAB. You can install it on on your Windows OS, Macintosh, and all that. So, MATLAB is the best for small programs and that involve numerical applications, and they are reaching for the use of MATLAB programmers. Now, C++ becomes the better choice when any of these 3 qualities are missing. Much of the complexity of the C++ program is there because it reduces likelihood of error when large programs, more than 1,000 lines of MATLAB or more than 10,000 lines of C++, such as part of a operating system and all these things. So on this note, I will take my leave. I will stop here because we're going to do more on familiarization with MATLAB, and then so we're just showing you why you should, as an engineer, as an engineering student, prefer to learn MATLAB. MATLAB will be able to solve most of the problem in engineering, and so we'll be focusing more on engineering problems. So thank you for this. I will. Let me see. Okay. Yes. So now this is what we was solved here. And so clear is to clear whatever is in the workspace, and then CLC is to clear the console, anything that is there. And then as we run the program, I'm going to supply 95, 90, 100 for the first one. So when I run the program now, I say input, please input grades. You must put the bracket, very important. This is very important. 90. Sorry, 95, 90, 100. And then I close it. So I need to use this to separate them. Okay, I need to put that. Please input weights. I need to look at the weight 40, 15, 35. 40, I must not neglect the opening bracket. 15, then I'll put my 35, and I'll close it. And I'll press enter. You can see whether average is 96.1. Now, if I run the same program again, I can just I can say run. It will clear the screen. Now I want to put about 5 figure. Let me put this. Let me put this. I mean 5 input grades. And then I put 100. Now I also have to do the array. Okay, you can see that there's no problem. I also open it here. I'm also supply the same. Say this is the 4th. Let's say this is 15. Let's say this is 25. Let's say this is 45. Then this is 35. So now it must be equal in dimension. That's just the main thing. If I press enter, you can see you get correct answer. So this is why we like to use MATLAB for solving engineering problems. So thank you for this time. I'm going to stop now. I will do a complete video for the other for the engineering problem solving application. Thank you very much.